The Galactic Predator Classification Council had been in session for 3 standard rotations, their vast crystalline chamber echoing with the chittering, growling, and harmonious tones of 200 species debating the universe's most dangerous hunters. Representative Zexthon of the Corvidian Empire adjusted his bioluminescent display panels, showcasing holographic projections of the galaxy's apex predators. The Void Stalkers of Kepler 442b clearly deserve the top classification, announced Counselor Vorth, her 6 arms gesticulating dramatically. Phase shifting through dimensions, they can appear anywhere, anytime. Nothing escapes them. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the assembly. The Void Stalkers had terrorized shipping lanes for millennia, their ability to exist partially outside normal space-time, making them nearly impossible to track or defeat. "Seconded," rumbled the massive Thrakari delegate, his stone-like carapace grinding as he shifted. "Though I propose the quantum serpents of the Andromeda Spiral deserve equal consideration. They exist in superposition until they strike. Simultaneously, everywhere and nowhere." The human delegation sat quietly in the back corner, almost forgotten. Ambassador Sarah Chen listened intently, taking notes on her primitive paper pad, while her military advisor, Colonel Marcus Rivera, observed the proceedings with the patient stillness of a career soldier. For hours, the Council methodically ranked the galaxy's predators: the reality-warping nightmare spawn, the time-dilating chronophages, the psychic mind-flayers of Proxima 7. Each species presented their regional terrors with scientific precision, detailing hunting strategies, kill rates, and dimensional capabilities that defied conventional physics. "The classification appears complete," Zexthon announced finally, his panels displaying a comprehensive list of 1,047 apex predators ranked by lethality, intelligence, and metaphysical capabilities. "Unless there are further submissions?" Sarah raised her hand. The chamber fell silent. A few delegates exchanged amused glances. The humans were notorious for their primitive homeworld, barely achieving faster-than-light travel a century ago. What could they possibly contribute to a discussion of cosmic predators? "Ambassador Chen of Terra," Zexthon acknowledged with barely concealed condescension. "You wish to add to our comprehensive catalog?" Sarah stood, her small frame dwarfed by the towering alien delegates. "Thank you, Counselor. I noticed an omission in your rankings." Vorth's mandibles clicked in amusement. "Impossible. We've cataloged every known apex predator from 17 galaxies. What could your developing world possibly contribute?" "Lions," Sarah said simply. The word meant nothing to the assembly. Universal translators struggled with the concept, producing confused warbles and static across multiple language matrices. "I'm sorry," Zexthon said, his luminescent panels flickering uncertainly. "Could you clarify this? Lions?" Sarah activated her own modest holographic projector. The image that materialized was underwhelming. A 4-legged creature with golden fur and a distinctive mane, clearly biological, clearly bound by standard physics. The chamber erupted in laughter, a cacophony of alien amusement that rattled the crystalline walls. "This is your contribution?" Counselor Vorth could barely speak through her clicking. "A primitive quadruped? No phase shifting? No reality manipulation? No quantum states?" "That's correct," Sarah confirmed calmly. "It appears to be made of simple carbon-based matter," observed the Thrakari delegate, his voice rumbling with mirth. bound by linear time, standard physics. How could such a creature possibly threaten anything beyond its own food chain? Colonel Rivera leaned forward slightly, a ghost of a smile crossing his weathered face. Sarah expanded the hologram, showing lions in their natural habitat. "Let me tell you about the Tsavo man-eaters," she began. "Two male lions that halted the construction of a railway bridge in 1898. For 9 months, they systematically hunted the workers, developing new strategies, adapting to human defenses. They learned to avoid traps, to recognize weapons, to hunt in ways their species had never hunted before." The laughter began to fade as Sarah continued. "Or the Njombe Pride, a group that killed over 1,500 humans across 15 years. They didn't hunt for territory or standard prey. They hunted because they learned that humans were vulnerable, and they shared that knowledge across their pride." The chamber grew quieter. "Unlike your quantum predators or dimensional stalkers, lions don't rely on supernatural abilities. They succeed through adaptability, intelligence, and persistence. But here's what makes them truly dangerous." Sarah paused, meeting the gaze of delegates across the chamber. "They evolved alongside humans." Zexthon's panels dimmed. "I don't understand the significance. Every other predator you've listed evolved in isolation, developing their abilities without meaningful resistance. Lions evolved in an arms race with the most adaptable, intelligent, and persistent species in known space, humanity. For millions of years, we made each other stronger." Colonel Rivera stood slowly, his movement carrying the weight of military authority. "Ambassador Chen is being diplomatic. What she's not telling you is that lions learned to hunt the apex predator of Earth." "And what predator was that?" Vorth asked, though her tone had lost its amusement. Rivera's smile was sharp as a blade. "Us." The silence stretched uncomfortably long. Sarah reactivated her display, showing human historical records, hunting patterns, evolutionary adaptations. Lions learned to hunt persistent predators with advanced tool use, complex social structures, and problem-solving abilities that allowed them to dominate their environment. They learned to hunt creatures that could track them across continents, that could craft weapons and traps, that could communicate across generations. "Impossible," whispered a delegate from the far side of the chamber. "No biological predator could consistently hunt a sapient species." "Lions did," Sarah stated, flatly. "Successfully, for millions of years." The implications settled over the assembly like a cold shroud. If humans were dangerous enough to earn their place among galactic civilizations, what did it say about the predators that had successfully hunted them? Zexathon's panels flickered rapidly, processing calculations. "You're suggesting that any predator capable of hunting humans should be classified as extreme threat level," Rivera finished, "because we didn't make it easy for them." Sarah smiled, the expression somehow more unsettling than reassuring. "Earth doesn't have quantum powers or dimensional manipulation. What we have is worse. We have predators that learn to hunt the unkillable." The Galactic Predator Classification. Council would spend the next several rotations completely restructuring their threat assessments. Lions received a classification level that shouldn't have been mathematically possible for a purely biological entity. But more importantly, they began to truly understand why the galaxy's younger species had learned to fear the quiet persistence of humanity. After all, anything that could survive Earth's evolutionary crucible was probably best handled with extreme caution.